Okay, so your assignment was to get to a 60 SMART score on T5. This is going to be volume of different kinds of prisms and cylinders. Okay, so the first thing you need to decide is what kind of 3D figure is this? And this is a rectangular prism because it looks like a box. So if I want to use, if I want to find the volume of this rectangular prism, then I'm going to use the formula for volume of a rectangular prism. So the formula is volume equals length times width times height. Now, like I said earlier, it does not matter which one of these you say is which. One, because they're all the same number, and even if they weren't all the same number, it wouldn't matter. So I'm going to say that this is length, this is width, and this is height. So then I would just plug in 8 times 8 times 8. And 8 times 8 times 8 is going to be 512. So I'll type in 512 cubic meters. Fantastic. Okay, so this is exactly the same. We're just going, it wants volume. This is a rectangular prism. My formula for volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. I'll label this the length, this the width, this the height. So then I'll have 6 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 times 6 would be 216. So the volume of this cube, of this rectangular prism, will be 216 cubic inches. Okay, so this looks a little bit different, but it's still a rectangular prism because it's still a box. So I'm going to use the same formula that I've been using, which is volume equals length times width times height. So this is going to be length. I'm going to label this width. I'm going to label this height. Okay, so my length is 3. My width I have as 1. And then my height is going to be 7. So 3 times 1 times 7 is going to be 21. So I'm going to put 21 cubic yards. Oh, where my tools go? Hold on, people. I'm trying to find my tools. Okay. I get my mouse back. Okay. I'm back. All right. So 21 was our answer. So I'm going to put in 21 cubic yards. Okay. So okay, so this is a rectangular prism. So I'm going to use the same formula that I've been using for volume for a rectangular prism, which is length times width times height. I'm going to label the 8 my length, the 9 my width, and the 7 my height. So then I have 8 times 9 times 7. 8 times 9 times 7 is going to give me 504. My answer will be 904 cubic millimeters. Okay, so now we've got something different. We have a cylinder. A cylinder is going to use a whole different formula than a rectangular prism. So the volume the formula for the volume of a cylinder is going to be volume equals pi r squared h. This tells us to use 3.14 for pi. So instead of using our pi button in our calculator, we're going to type in 3.14 instead. Okay, so instead of pi, I'm going to write down 3.14 r squared. It gives me my radius right here. It goes from edge to center, which they're saying is 16. So that'll be 16 squared. And then our height is from the bottom to the top. So that's going to be from here to here. And that's going to be 13. Okay, so this 16 was my R, this 13 was my H, and then I just plugged it in. Now I'm just going to type it into my calculator. 3.14 times 16 squared times 13. I get 10,449.92. My instructions tell me to round to the nearest hundred. That's 2 decimal places. I've got 2 decimal places right there in my answer, so I'm just going to enter it like I have it. 10,449.92. Okay? All right, so this even looks different than a cylinder. This is going to be a triangular prism. Okay? So for any other types of prisms besides rectangular prisms, any other, which is mainly triangular prisms, you're going to use the formula capital B times H. Capital B times H. So volume equals capital B times H. Now this capital B we have seen before. That means you want the area of your base. Now the area of my base, when I'm talking about a triangular prism, is always going to be the triangle part. Okay? So I want to find the area of that triangle part. So I'm just going to do that down here. We know that the formula for area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So I'm going to bring down my 1/2. My base of this triangle is 12. And my height, which goes from bottom to this top point, is 8. So in my calculator, I'm typing 0.5 times 12 times 8. And I get 48. So that means that the area of my base, which is going to stand for this capital B, is going to be 48. Okay? So in my formula for the capital B, I'm going to substitute in a 48. Okay? Then I have this H, which stands for height. Okay? So height on a triangular prism is just going to be the distance from triangle to triangle. So there's this triangle right here, and then there's this triangle on the back. Okay, I just want the distance between those 2 triangles, which is going to be this value right here, 10. Okay, so for the H, I'm going to plug in 10. So then I multiply those together. So 48 times 10 is 480. So my volume for this triangular prism is 480 cubic inches. Okay, so we have another triangular prism. I'm going to use the same formula for this triangular prism. Volume equals capital B H. Okay, capital B is going to be the area of our base. When you're dealing with a triangular prism, your base is always going to be the triangle part. So I need to find the area of that triangle that I just outlined. Area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. Going to bring down my 1/2. The base of this triangle is 16. The height of this triangle is 17. So I'm typing in my calculator, 0.5 times 16 times 17. Let me do that again. 0.5 times 16 times 17. I get 136. So that means my capital B is going to be 136. So I'm going to come back up here to my formula, and where there's a capital B, I'm going to substitute in a 136. Okay? The height is going to be the distance from the front triangle to the back triangle, or the bottom triangle to the back triangle, and that's going to be this measure right here, which is 11. So in place of my H, I'm going to put 11. So then to get my final answer, I type in 136 times 11, and that's going to equal 1,496. So I'm going to type in 1,496 cubic centimeters. Submit. Okay. So we have another cylinder. The formula for volume of a cylinder the formula for volume of a cylinder is going to be volume equals pi r squared h. Okay, for pi, we're going to use 3.14, so I'm going to substitute that in. Okay, then I need my radius, because I'm going to have my radius squared. Now, in the diagram that they gave us, they went from edge of the circle to edge of the circle. So that's the diameter. We really need the radius. So we're going to take the measure they gave us for the diameter, which is 16, and I'm going to divide that in half, or I'm going to divide that by 2, which would be 8. So my radius, which would be half of this, is really going to be 8. So right here where it has r squared, I'm going to substitute in 8 squared. Okay? My height, how tall this cylinder is going to be from here to here. That's going to be 10. So to get my final answer, I'm going to type in 3.14 times 8 squared times 10. I get 2009.6. Now it says the nearest hundred, which is 2 decimal places. But when I typed that into my calculator, I only got 1 decimal place. So that's all I'm going to type in. You can't create another digit. You just have to type in what we got. So 2009.6. Okay, so that got me to 60. That's all you guys got to get to too. If you have any questions, email me, let me know, and good luck.